Hello, my name is Malcolm Kenniston, and today I'm recording a video on why you should probably stop smoking weed. So, I'm trying to stop smoking weed. I, I don't know, when I was younger, when I say younger, I'm 23, but when I was 21, I met this girl, well, and she got me hooked on weed. It was started off really innocently. I remember just like sitting in bed with her, and she had a little dab pen, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll take a hit of this. And also, I did smoke weed before this, but this is when I really got hooked on it. And up until this point, right, I'm at university. I am I'm determined. I was actually living out on my own. Um, I was very fit. I mean, I'm still pretty fit now, like you guys can see, of course, but I was way more fit back then. And I thought, like, hey, like everything is, awesome. I was driven. I had internal motivation. I had goals and once I started smoking with my then girlfriend at the time, it was just looking back at recent memory. I think that was where it started to just go down and plunge. So, fast forward till now. It's 2025. Today is February 13th, 2025. I am quitting weed. I still have the dab pen here. I get this from one of my local dispensaries. But life just hasn't been the same, if I'm being honest. Life is... I've lived in a constant numbness for the past few years. I've pretty much smoked weed every single night since about June 2022. I've smoked every single night weed since then. I've almost been kicked out of my house for smoking weed. My parents smelled that and they didn't really like it. So, anyway, that's my little background. Why should you probably quit smoking weed? Because this numbness that you seek after, this numbness that comes from weed, right? Like, we can all agree that weed makes you numb, right? You don't, if you're having a bad day and you smoke weed, you're gonna have a better day by doing something that doesn't add to your day. It just makes you comfortably numb. And it feels great, right? At first, it's like, oh, everything's quiet. I can focus on everything. Right? Like that's how we all, that's how our first weed experiences go. But you shouldn't be numbing yourself to the human experience, right? Because that numbness becomes it becomes just so easy to do it. It's become so easy to just smoke weed every single day. And I know there's people out there that go, that can moderate and control their weed intake, right? But if you're watching this video, like, chances are you aren't one of those people. And it's fine to not be one of those people that can moderate your use, right? Because we all want, like, our perfect work-life balance, and we all want just to use drugs and just do all this, that, and the other. But when your brain's telling you that you can't do that, right? You see it in your life, and you have this constant of, oh, I like to smoke weed, right? But you can tell that you've just been on the hamster wheel for months at this point, right? Years. You could be on that hamster wheel for years. And when I mean hamster wheel, I just mean the thought of running in circles, staying at the same place, doing all this work to perform and try your best, but you can't really see the growth. And I can see that with myself. I think I've been running in the hamster wheel for a long place. One of the constants that I've had during the whole time was I smoke weed. So why not try something different? Isn't insanity the definition, or the definition of insanity is just trying to do something over and over again and trying to get the same results? So that's my first reason why you should probably quit weed, because when you numb yourself, right, you feel less motivation, you feel less feelings in order to progress. Reason two why you should probably quit smoking weed is because, like, listen to yourself talk. I'm gonna be entirely truthful here, and you guys can tell in the way I talk is that I fucking stutter, and sometimes I have really poor, just like articulating my thoughts, because my thoughts they are very fast, right? But it's hard articulating them the longer I've smoked weed, and I catch myself stumbling on words when I'm talking to people. I also catch myself just having a general awkwardness about myself that I didn't really have, and when I wasn't smoking weed. And I'm not sure if this is just me, right? It can't just be me, but people who smoke weed every single day, they can tell, they don't want it to be true, but they can tell that they have a little bit of awkwardness about them, because getting into social scenarios and getting in, like, let's say you find a really attractive woman, but you smoke weed every single night. Imagine trying to come at her with attractive energy, trying to, maybe get this girl's number, maybe, like, she could be your next girlfriend. Or if you're a woman, it really doesn't matter the gender or race here, right? If you're going to talk to a man, right, and you are coming off with this awkward energy, this, I've numbed myself, my emotions, I can't really understand my emotions because I've been numbing myself for the past year kind of energy, are you going to be more successful or less successful? And I think that I'm going to use this example to wrap into a much larger point. It's that you can't really relate to non-weed smokers the same anymore, and that's probably why you should quit. Being truthfully honest, right? You can't really have the same goals, right? Because sometimes those goals just feel way too big, and it's just a lot easier to smoke weed and not search after that goal, because you talk to your friends, and let's say that they're going to graduate university, and I'm sure you can graduate university smoking weed. I really don't care if you've done it before, but let's say that you have this goal of graduating university, or you want a bachelor's degree, or you want to upgrade yourself in your career, or you want to upgrade yourself in your body. All that is just so much harder to do, and to require so much more mental willpower and mental anguish, especially when you're high, to do it. A lot of people, I can assure you, right, you can agree with this statement, that doing things like actually getting up and willing yourself, especially if your mind kind of works like that, but getting yourself up and willing yourself to do something is 10 times harder when you're high. But when you stop smoking, getting yourself to do these goals, getting yourself to do the things that you want to further your career, right? It's easier. And why should you make it harder for yourself to have a better life, to get that relationship that you want or that career that you want? You know that weed is making it harder, right? And when I mean I'm really talking to myself here. That's kind of why I'm making this video. But you know that it's making it hard. It's making it harder. You can tell yourself that it's not, but you know that it is. So just rip the Band-Aid off. You know what I mean? Rip the Band-Aid off. And yeah, that goes into my second point. You can't really relate to other people that well, even just like goal making and whatnot. And the third reason why you should probably stop smoking weed is because you're broke. Like, let's be honest here. You're probably broke. You probably smoke about at least a gram a day, right? And if you don't smoke that much weed, then completely disregard this point. I'm sure you could like make it, work within your budget and whatnot. But if you are watching this video, I am assuming that you are broke. And truthful, right? Being truthfully honest, you don't want to be broke. You can stay broke, right? And then how do you make yourself feel more comfortable? By staying broke. You smoke weed, right? Because that numbs your feelings. It numbs your emotions. It numbs your feelings of being broke and the motivation to stop being broke. But the thing is that weed is also making you more broke. Right? It is self-fulfilling. If you look up like literary arguments or like, how they actually, like convey things to you, you would understand that a circular argument is not really a logical like argument, right? Just because something is happening doesn't mean that you have to do it. But we find ourselves getting in these circular arguments with ourselves, right? How do you become less broke? Like, you reduce your spending, you increase your salary or your take-home pay or your wage or whatever, right? Or you get another job. You basically increase your salary, increase your wage, 1, or 2, you just cut your spending. So where the fuck does weed come in to this thing? In order to have a better life, in order to have more finances, in order to have more motivation to grow and to be a better person, where does weed come in there? Right? Weed makes it feel okay to be broke. Weed also makes it feel okay to be a loner. No relationship. It's fine. I'm just going to smoke weed. Weed also makes you broker. It makes you less attractive because your energy is poor. You're coming from this high, I'm gully energy. And you're broke. I might have already said that, but my point stands. It just doesn't make sense. And if you agree with this, that yes, you have these problems, but because you're high, you don't work on them, which is what you could actually just articulate my point as the whole time. If you have these problems and you want to fix them, really think, what is weed doing for you on these problems? So, anyway, that's my rant. Today I'm quitting weed. Or tomorrow. Today or tomorrow. I haven't decided if I'm going to take one last little rip. I'm going to give this pen to my friend today. But yeah, I've also quit cigarettes. I was smoking cigarettes for about 6 days. Quit that. Trying to reset my brain. And I've never actually made a YouTube video like this. Maybe I'll start updating myself or updating on this YouTube channel just with some thoughts. But that's my video. Why I think you should probably quit smoking weed. And those are basically my reasons for it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. All right, thank you.